All right, let's give you some feedback related to your interface. The first thing I'm going to say is I do like the. It's not really the home screen, the loading screen, if you will. I think it might be a little bit better if in Illustrator you just chose these blocks and changed the transparency level or opacity level so I could see through them. Might help KitchenAid be a little more readable over this, change in zones and stuff. It'll be a little less distracting. And then you might want to go with the white background for this so I could just see the screen and know that this is it. Kind of weird. It's like floating or something. But whatever. Okay, and then, so you're introducing these angles, but I never see those angles again. And I was thinking, well, maybe, we might be able to do a little angly thing up there. Okay. Anyway, all right. If this is my home screen, I'm going to confirm that's the home screen. So, all right. How do I get back to home if home is not on here? Okay, that's frustrating. Okay, here it is. Return home. Okay, so it is the home screen. I've confirmed. Um, yeah, would I want all this stuff all at once? Watch out. Temperature spelled wrong. We're gonna have to. I think that's an E. Look that up. So let's fix the spelling. Let's give a larger gap between the F and this line. We might make this block a little more narrow and leave the F or Fahrenheit right where it's at. Sneak peek. I take it that that's my peek into the fridge. Good. Very impressive. Okay, so I know the temperature. All right, so let's analyze this. Our If we go to the fridge, we're at the outside of the fridge, we look at the screen that controls the fridge, is the number one concern on our mind. It probably should be, but really, is it the temperature of the fridge? And I hate to say it, I don't think so. I think our number one, we just expect the fridge to be cold. Now, if the fridge is not the correct temperature, then I would want to know that right away. So it's kind of a dilemma there. So part of me says, okay, let's move the calendar up here and let's put the temperatures down here. Because I hate to say it, I just believe, and I think most people do, that the fridge is going to stay cold until it's dead and time to get a new one. So I'm not even going to, I don't even care. If it's cold, it's cold, and it's freezing in the cool, it's going to work. Okay. Sneak peek, yeah, I like that. That's a great thing to have. Calendar, I'd put it up here, temperature down. So that's my suggestion. All right, let's look at recipes. And okay, so add a new. Okay, gotcha. I would like to see at least one thing that way. Inventory. Now, I don't know if this is. It's hard to give you feedback on this because I don't know how in your mind the machine works related to inventory. Does the owner of the fridge have to manually say, I have one tomato in it, or does the computer keep, inside the machine fridge, keep track of this for you? I have no idea. If you have to manually do it, I think that most of us are too lazy to do it. Now, if there was a bar scanner, and since most of our vegetables has these really dumb, annoying stickers with, the UPC bar on it, that might work. You might just like as you load it, go beep, and it says, "Oh, that's a lemon." Beep. Oh, that's a tomato. You're like, and you're done. So if you have something like that in there, I think the inventory thing might work. Okay, calendar. Yeah, I think this is a great idea. I love the calendar. Kind of helps you. You really need to be able to sync your phone calendar with this calendar. Excuse me. So both of them, are aligned. And then my other suggestion is I think that anything related to people should automatically go to the top, and everything else related to food, although, it's a fridge and its number one job is the food, should probably go to the bottom. So I look at this and, let's just do a comparison. I got Taylor's birthday and I got lettuce expiring. Right now, lettuce, although it's not in bold, it's still at the top. So it kind of like is prominent. And then I got Taylor's birthday. Thank goodness that's in bold. You probably saw this as what was entered first is on top. That makes sense. We can tell the interface programmers to place anything related to a person automatically at the top of the list. So it's doable. Programmers are that smart, and I think, I don't know, it just in your gut, it just makes sense to put things related to people at the top, even though it's a fridge. And then things related to, like lettuce expiring, tell you the difference between the two. I would much rather forget about the lettuce than forget about the birthday. If I forget the birthday, I've really blown it. If I forget about the lettuce, a couple bucks, I'll buy another lettuce. Okay. So with that in mind, I would switch here visually the order of the listing and also here. Okay. Temperature. Again, we got to spell that right. Up and down. Okay. And options. Day and time. Location. Night and day. Now, it's weird that I'm going back. When I hit this, I go back to the settings, for options. So there almost needs to be a second menu. Like this main menu is your navigation. You got what's called the hamburger menu. Icon is what it's most commonly referred to as your navigation system for a tree structure. What's weird is once you get into options and then you go here, you don't go back to the original menu. You go to the submenu. So I almost want to put it right there. So there's still this one that's the main one, and then this one which is related to. So I don't know, maybe a ... So you have the three lines that always represents your main navigation system. So we'll call that the hamburger menu. And then when you have a sub menu, such as, okay, so I'm at my main one right now, and now I go specific to options. Right here, this should be dropped down, and I should have a ... And then that would get me to all of these things. So if I go to language, I should, go back and sound. And it's the ... that should get me to these other ones. Now, one thing I did notice that was kind of weird is all of your type is left justified, which I love. Good job. And then you get the language and it's all centered. And it's like, what? What happened? So I would just left justify that. And there was another one. This got centered. And then that's centered. I don't mind the indent, but I'd have left justified with an indent. Oh, and then the other thing that struck me as weird is companies don't like to admit problems. So say something to the effect of, Need to contact us? Call. And then instead of this, just put www, a web link. Maybe even a QR code right there so they can just scan it with their phone and go right to the web link. If you ever have small types like this, I would at least bold KitchenAid. Yeah. All right. Now, overall, your design feels a little mechanical and little. I think we can make it more human, more approachable, more likable if we just added a little touch of icon to it. And I don't think it would be super hard. For example, if we just put a little icon here that represented recipes, we could have an icon for recipes. If we had a little icon right here related to inventory, and I'm not saying get rid of the word inventory, I'm saying put an icon right there and then scoot inventory over. And yeah, you'd have to change this, but you still got room. Calendar, well, you can have a little calendar, represents a calendar, okay. Temperature, a little thermometer thing, okay. And options, of course, we would have a little icon for options. It'd probably be a gear icon, maybe a wrench, probably a gear. And we'd also have those icons right there. And yeah, I think it would make it a little more usable if you just had a little flare of icons. Now, does it absolutely need it? No, but this is so text-based, and that's because it's a tree structure, that we just don't have any other way around it. Now, do you need to have icons for all of these? I don't know, but I definitely would have icons for all of the main ones. So that's what I'm thinking. I hope you find that helpful, and I'll send this video to you.